TJ. Grow them, TJ.
Yes, grow real is what I say. But let's get into it. Let's talk
All
about
right. Yeah. So let's get into it, TJ. We got a couple people in chat. What is going on? I see you, Bobby M, Ron P, Red Lipstick Vibes Podcast. Hello, what's going on? Royce Rance. I'll be working with him soon. Rasta Baby. So thank you guys for joining. Let's go ahead and show the clip that I was talking about that I wanted to talk about specifically in that interview. And I'll go ahead and bring it up. Let's see. All right, let's rock. Let's see.
Over the last 2 years, although, people say, why would she close if she was, making money? No, it's very lucrative. Put it like this. I'm going to keep it at 1,000 with you. If you ever want to make a lot of money, join the dating industry and give women fluff. You see,
Derrick Jackson. We all know Derrick Jackson making bank.
I mean, it's not, because you got to remember, these women, a lot of these women, not all, of course, when I say these women, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking from an experience of over 10 years of this. Wow. So I've dealt with them from all different ranges, So it's safe to say, for me to say, that when women came to me, they didn't come to me to become better. They came to me for a better, for access to a better penis. That's what they did. So me,
let me pause that, TJ. Okay. I'm gonna pause that because I thought that was interesting. So women was coming to her in essence to elevate the men that they wanted, i.e., she said to get better penises.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't disagree with that, possibly. I don't, because
well, that's what I mean. I think people go to dating coaches because their outcome is not what they want. And they're looking for something better. And so I think people are going to dating coaches saying, hey, I want a better selection of men, better penises, so she says. And so
I would agree with that, but I think, and I don't want to get ahead, but I'm thinking they were going for better penises, not realizing that the penis wasn't necessarily the issue. It was them.
Grow them, TJ. All right, let's listen more.
My best friend told me, he said, April, you're going to have to disconnect or divorce yourself from their results. But I'm like, no, man, because this worked. It worked for me. It worked, because I'm all excited. I'm like, yes. Girl, you get yourself right. You do this. Become the feminine woman for you first. The man is the byproduct. The man is not the reason why you're here. He is the byproduct. If you do these things, you're not in a hurry to get married. And so people would always ask me, how do you do what you do when you're not married? I said, because I am a walking example of what I teach. See, people think that the man is the validator. Although I love you guys. I love a man, just the way y'all walk and how y'all smell and just all of that, right? But you're the byproduct. See, women would think or question me, she don't have a husband. Because I wasn't supposed to have a husband while I was going through developing who April was. If I would have remarried during that time, I would have been divorced again.
Let me go back though. Let me jump up because that sounds deep. I've never heard anybody say that. When you say men are the byproduct, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay, sure. What I mean by men is the byproduct doesn't mean that we don't need you. What it means is when you become a dope woman for yourself first, the type of man that you want will easily come along. So the man is the byproduct of you becoming a dope woman. You don't become a dope woman for the man. And so that's why a lot of men say, well, when I got with her, after I got her like this, she changed. Yes, because she only was that to get you. She did not become that. So in my dating academy, I used Teach Me How to Date as the bait. That was the sugar to get them in there. Women that actually did the work in my dating academy will tell you, my whole life changed. My money changed. I got that promotion on my job. So I just had to use the man as the bait to get them to know themselves better, because women aren't doing that for real. Yes, women are going to more conferences. Yes, women are picking up more, books to read, but they're not doing the hard work to transform. It's difficult to go through the emotional pain that come with change. I had to realize I wasn't as dope as I thought I was. I'm like, oh, I'm fine, but that was on the outside. Your end result will always tell you how dope or how dope you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't
because when you said men are the byproduct, because the more dope a woman becomes, maybe the better the man that she can pull can be. Like I resonate with that. I think I like that. But then when you kept going, you were talking about women making money more on their job, women getting these promotions, and that's where a lot of men would be like, well,
okay, let me explain that.
Okay,
I'll explain it to you. So this is what I mean. I teach living a feminine lifestyle. Living a feminine lifestyle means even when you go to work, your energy is you're dominant in the feminine, not necessarily the masculine, all that.
I'm going to go ahead and pause it there, because she said a lot of stuff that I want to dissect. So let's get them off. Okay. So she said a lot. But first, I want to kind of go back to where she was talking about the first part that I paused, right? Is the women wasn't going there for themselves. They were going there for to get a better penis. And then she was using the bait of men to get them in her dating arena. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to teach you how to date. But it was in essence a trick to get the women in so she could try to work on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you see an issue with that, with her baiting, getting how to get a good man, but really not teaching them how, but trying to work on themselves?
Well, I do, but I don't.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because essentially it was marketing. Essentially, so she says bait, but it was marketing. Marketing to look, marketing,
Okay.
But hoping that, dangling the carrot, saying that this will get you, a better man, but hoping when you get there that you will see, okay, well, me getting a better man is not necessarily the issue, but it was a bait and switch. Right. But here's the thing, isn't that done in a lot of commercial industries? Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying I understand. It's a marketing strategy.
I agree. And I agree, a marketing strategy. But I think it didn't necessarily turn out right. And I think that's the reason why she was only doing this with women for a year. So I think a lot of people have been thinking that she was doing this matchmaking thing for a long time, which she wasn't. She started, I think, in 2019, ended 2020. So she only lasted a year. And I think in essence, that was the problem, is that women were coming in trying to learn how to date, but you wasn't teaching them how to date. You was trying to, dig deeper into them and teach them how to be feminine.
And they didn't.
And that's not what they wanted. They came in there for what she said, better penis.
I want to get a man.
I want to get a man. What are you talking about? Be nice and sweet and cook. You having me work on me? No, I want you to tell me how to get this particular man the good penis. So, good penis, the better penis. So another thing that she said that I found interesting as well too is that she wasn't teaching women how to be feminine. She was teaching women pretty much how to act feminine. Did you hear me?
Is that what she said?
I'll play it back.
Interesting.
I'll play it back. Let's see.
Themselves better, because women aren't doing that for real. Yes, women are going to more conferences.
Let me see. Oh, let me play.
Women that actually did the work in my dating academy will tell you my whole life changed. My money changed. How I got that promotion.
No, let me find it first.
That's what they gave me before. So one of my best friend told me, he said, April, you're gonna have to disconnect or divorce yourself from their results. But I'm like, no, man, because this worked. It worked for me. It worked, because I'm all excited. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Girl, you get yourself right. You do this. Become the feminine woman for you first. The man is the byproduct. The man is not the reason why you're here. He is the byproduct. If you do these things, you're not in a hurry to get married. And so people would always ask me, how do you do what you do when you're not married? I said, because I am a walking example of what I teach. See, people think that the man is the validator. Although I love you guys, I love a man, just the way y'all walk and how y'all smell and just all of that, right? Mm-hmm. But you're the byproduct. See, women would think or question me, she don't have a husband, because I wasn't supposed to have a husband while I was going through developing who April was. If I would have remarried during that time, I would have been divorced again.
Let me go back though. Let me jump up, because that sounds deep. I've never heard anybody say that. When you say men are the byproduct, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay, sure. What I mean by men is the byproduct doesn't mean that we don't need you. What it means is when you become a dope woman for yourself first, the type of man that you want will easily come along. Mm. So the man is the byproduct of you becoming a dope woman. You don't become a dope woman for the man. And so that's why a lot of men say, well, when I got with her, after I got her locked in, she changed. Yes, because she only was that to get you. She did not become that. So in my dating academy, I used Teach Me How to Date as the bait. That was the sugar to get them in there. Women that actually did the work in my dating academy will tell you my whole life changed. My money changed. How I got that promotion on my job. So I just had to use the man as the bait to get them to know themselves better, because women aren't doing that for real. Yes, women are going to more conferences. Yes, women are picking up more, books to read, but they're not doing the hard work to transform. It's difficult to go through the emotional pain that comes with change. I had to realize I wasn't as dope as I thought I was. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. But that was on the outside. Your end result will always tell you how dope or how dope you're not.
Mm-hmm. Because when you said men are the byproduct, because the more dope a woman
Courtney,
becomes.
Yeah.
I didn't, unless I missed it, I didn't hear her say that she was wanting them to act feminine. Mm-hmm. I heard that she was.
I heard that at the beginning, but you're trying. Go ahead.
And I may have missed it. But I was thinking. I thought I heard her say that in the end that they did act that way, to get the man, and then they didn't continue being that way, and that's what she said, that they were acting feminine to get you, but they weren't being feminine because that's who they had become.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Now,
which I can see that, which I think is true. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's why she had to use the bait to get the women in there. But if the women don't want to learn how to be feminine, then how is the class going to work?
Because many of us didn't think that we were the problem. I think that therein lies the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, those are facts. So let's go on and let's talk about being the byproduct. So we had a discussion today, and at first I was like, well, what's wrong with being a byproduct? And I was using it in a sense of, if you exercise and you eat right, health is the main thing, but the byproduct of it is you look good, you feel good. That's a great thing. So that's where I was getting it. And then I had to kind of dive in to see exactly what byproduct means. So let me pull that up. And for anybody that's slow like me, that might be confused as far as what is the byproduct? What does that mean? So I pull it up. So, what byproduct means, terminology there is something that is produced as a result of making something else or something unexpected that happens as a result of something else. So, using that as I'm going to get myself together and the man as a byproduct, I do find that it's negative. Now, I don't know if she meant it that way, but it's I'm getting myself better for me to do my thing, and maybe it's career and everything, and the byproduct is the man. He's the secondary to what I need or want. Everything is kind of focused on me, and then if I get this man on the side, great. So that's how I'm kind of taking it now, understanding what byproduct really means.
Would you put the definition up there again, please? Something that is produced as a result of making something else. So let's look at that for a second.
Okay.
So the something that is produced. So let's say we're talking about the man is produced, or we as women are able to identify a quality man because we have made ourselves, which is the something else, better. So my question, would it have been such an issue if she would have said, instead of byproduct, if she would have said added benefit?
Would that still be an issue? I would probably say it would be.
You think?
I think so. And this is why I think that is a benefit, meaning, again, I go to work. I have a career. My main reason for a career is really I got to pay bills. However, this job, the benefits of it, it's something secondary. And I think with men, especially in this space, and why I think they got mad, either, I understand where she's coming from. In essence, men say this about women as well, too. Level up, get yourself together. A woman will come. When, you always get a woman. I think she's saying the same thing, but it's men are now feeling like maybe an accessory.
Okay.
So it's a benefit. It ain't the reason why I'm not doing this for you.
And the reason why I don't take such exception with it, and again, my point of view is, if you look hard enough, anything can offend you.
Right.
Listening? Are you listening, chat? If you look hard enough, anything can and will offend you. Because I use myself as an example. I needed to do the inner work because she said something that was very telling. Well, my hubby just texted me. Anyway, she said that, she thought she was fine and all this kind of stuff, but she wasn't getting the result.
Right.
So that meant there was some inner work that needed to be done. I take myself as an example. Yeah, I'm a reasonably attractive 50 plus woman, but back in the day, I was fine. But had I not done the work that was needed, I wouldn't have even recognized what a man Mr. Randolph was. And like she said, she wasn't married because she didn't need to be married, because if a man would have came in while she was doing the work that she needed to do, she would have been divorced again. Why? Because she wouldn't have recognized the kind of man he was. Now, her word choices, I don't necessarily agree with. When she said the man will come, I don't necessarily agree with that, especially now for her. That may be true because she runs in different circles than the average woman like myself.
Right.
But what I would have said is, once the woman has done the work, not that the man will come, but that she will be able to identify him when he does. Identify him when he does.
Right.
That's what I say on that.
So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like I said, I don't think any woman really is saying, it's not like it's a plethora of men that's just running after women like that. Especially just the average woman, the average man, average woman, we just living life averagely. So I don't know. Like I said, the byproduct is what I think a lot of men had issues with, because I can definitely see where it takes kind of a tone of, we're secondary. And of course, men don't want to be secondary. Men have egos. they want it stroked, and they want to feel like, the lead, the head of the household. How can a man be head of the household and then also be a byproduct?
I think the message got lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, what she was saying, which is very true, no different than the man needs to be whole himself.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she was telling the women, because if you're not being feminine, if you're not being, and let's not even talk about dope, let's talk about self-actualization.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
So
If
let's
you are, if you are,
explain that.
well, self-actualization meaning you have ideas and hopes and goals for yourself,
Right.
spiritually, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
physically, attitudinally.
Right.
So when you've done all those things, you have goals and you've accomplished those goals for yourself. That is self-actualization.